Is it okay for a man to put a hand on a woman?
Well, I'm not even sure he did that.
Just in general principle.
No, I would say not. But, you know, when you're in I think you people professionally call it a scrum or something, where people are being knocked around all over the place. I've heard people in your business say, wow, I've gotten hit a lot worse than that. They get hit in the face with cameras. They get hit. You know, we were walking out. I was walking outside. She shouldn't have been there. She shouldn't have grabbed me. And he really was doing it.
You felt threatened by her?
I didn't really feel threatened, okay? I guess I could say I should sue her. I didn't really feel threatened. But I didn't like somebody grabbing me, and I didn't like somebody asking me questions when that was all over.
Here's a question that comes out. The video shows that he did grab her. What he said turned out not to be true. You said she made it up.
But what she said wasn't true, John.
But the main point is, did he touch her or not? He did touch her.
I think
the question is for you, as the person with the power in this relationship, you've got all these people working for you, you've got all these big, huge buildings. Why not be the bigger person and say, she was treated roughly, she was my guest, I apologize to her, and let's move on.
Well, it's not my job to apologize to her. I had nothing. I just happened to be walking through.
But you're the man running the show.
Excuse me. I think that maybe if he didn't know, it could have been because the incident was so minor that he didn't even know what they were talking about. That's what I think. It'll get solved. It'll get taken care of. Let's see what happens.
We talk about.
I have to be honest. I'm a loyal person, and I'll be very loyal to the country, and I'll be very loyal to the people of this country. I don't think I can destroy a man's life, and you will destroy his life. I don't think I can destroy, it's already had a big impact on him. I don't think I can destroy a man's life by what I saw on that video.
Let me ask you a question about abortion. What would you do to further restrict women's access to abortions as president?
Well, look, I know where you're going, and I just want to say, a question was asked to me, and it was asked in a very hypothetical, and it was said, illegal. I've been told by some people that was a older line answer, and that was an answer that was given on a basis of an older line from years ago, on a very conservative basis. But
your original answer, you mean?
My original,
about punishing
but I was asked as a hypothetical. Yeah. Hypothetically, the laws are set now on abortion, and that's the way they're going to remain until they're changed.
Because you had said you told Bloomberg in January that you believed abortion should be banned at some point in pregnancy. Where would you
first of all, I would have liked to have seen this be a states' rights. I would have preferred states' rights. I think it would have been better if it were up to the states. But right now the laws are set, and that's the way the laws are.
But do you have a feeling how they should change? There are a lot of laws you want to change. You've talked about them on everything from libel to torture. Anything you'd want to change on abortion?
At this moment, the laws are set, and I think we have to leave it that way.
Do you think it's murder, abortion?
I have my opinions on it, but I'd rather not comment on it.
You said you're very pro-life. Pro-life view is that it's abortion.
Yeah,
abortion is murder.
But I do have my opinions on it. I just don't think it's an appropriate forum.
But you don't disagree with that proposition, that it's murder?
What proposition?
That abortion is murder.
No, I don't disagree with it.
Let me ask you about the abortion question, which you've explained, the hypothetical nature of it, and also your answer on the spread of nuclear weapons. You said you were against proliferation, but then you said you seem to be okay with South Korea or Japan maybe getting one.
So it's totally misquoted.
Well, people are so confused.
I know they're confused, and they shouldn't, because all they have to do is watch. And I spoke with Anderson Cooper, and I spoke to Chris, I spoke to all of them, and I spoke to the New York Times, and I thought it was a very good piece in the New York Times. Look, nuclear is a horror show. I would be probably the last to even think about using it. People say, you promised never, ever to use it. You can't do a thing like that. You have to have cards on the table. But nuclear is a horror show. Just like I said, I don't want to go into Iraq, and I said that a long time ago. I wasn't the war hawk. There were a lot of other people. Nuclear is a disaster. With that being said, we are taking care, and if you look into NATO as an example, we are funding and taking care disproportionately of the costs of many countries, many countries that are taking us for a ride. We have to do something with NATO. When it comes to nuclear, you're going to have to ask yourself, at what point and at what cost do we continue to protect Japan and Germany and many other countries? Now, they're not paying for this protection in anywhere near what it's costing us. We owe $19 trillion. At what point do they get involved and they say, we have to pay more money for this kind of protection? Now, at some point, they may have to protect themselves. Do I like that? Not particularly. But we cannot afford it as a country. We owe, John, we owe $19 trillion, going to $21 trillion because of the horrible omnibus budget,
right,
which was a horror show. We cannot continue to do this.
When people looked at your answer on abortion, on proliferation, they got the sense you were just winging it on foreign policy issues.
So.
Have you been studying up?
I have.
You met with your foreign policy team in your
Yes.
hotel in Washington. What did you ask them?
More than anything else, I discussed nuclear. To me, the single biggest problem that this world has, and we'll knock out ISIS fast and we'll do a lot of things, but the single biggest problem that the world has is nuclear.
In what way do you mean that's the big?
I think if somebody gets nuclear weapons, that is a disaster.
What worries you the most about that?
I think that probably worries me the most.
Which country, though, of all the ones?
I think it could be many people. It's not even countries. It's splinter groups. It's people.